Nuclear Clown TV on the air. Irradiated one. Review time. I'm going to do something a bit different today. I'm going to review an entire thing. I'm not going to review a set of Magic cards because, yes, I do play Magic. I am that pathetic. But instead, I'm going to review the game as a whole. Can this be done in 10 minutes? For a normal man, no. For me, probably not. But I'm going to give it a shot. I've been playing Magic for a while, since I was a kid. Around the Weatherlight type era was when I started to get into it. And it was fun. I liked it quite a bit. Every color had their own strength and their own drawback. There was just some things that some colors can't do. And that kind of changed over the years. And I'm not talking about planar chaos or anything like that. I'm talking about things like white. Personally, I play red and I play black. Two separate decks because I don't believe in multicolored decks because I am a relic from the Stone Age. Now that seems to be all anybody wants to play. You cannot compete if you're playing a monocolored deck. And I just like it better. I like playing to the strength of a color. I just think it's better. To me, it's more fun that way to make a deck. And which would explain why I don't win. But what I really want to complain about, two things. How they're kind of raping the colors of things that make them unique and kind of sprinkling them around in the other colors, which I don't like. I'm going to talk about M10 and I'm going to talk about Zendikar. For example, Entangling Vines. Green spell. We know it, we love it. Then in Zendikar they did Paralyzing Grasp for blue, which costs one less, and you don't have to cast it on a tapped creature. I don't like when they do that. I think every color should have their kind of spells, and everybody else should lay off. Why is it that white can spend 2 mana to banish someone? It's white. It's all about defense. It's all about life. I get that. Personally, I think white's overpowered. It's the most overpowered color in the entire game because it has everything. It has enchantment breaks. It has artifact breaks. It has life cards. It has badass creatures. It has flyers. It has vigilance. It has lifelinkers. And you can kill shit with it. And you can exile things with it. Sorry, but Journey to Nowhere is a card that infuriates me to no end. And people will say, well, Dave, the creature comes back once Journey to Nowhere leaves play. Well, that's great. If you're playing green or white, you know, the only 2 colors that can bust enchantments. I mean, even if you're blue and you royal it, it's going to be back next turn. So I don't buy that. I think that's silly. I think that all the colors should have their strengths. But then again, if I made a card game, no one would buy it because it would be fair. I remember as a young boy going to the store and spending $50 at the time. That's like $50 nowadays. But, you know, I was a kid. I had, you know, a little job, and $50 for me was a big purchase. So I went to the store. I wanted a Crimson Hellkite so bad. So I went there and I got $50 worth of Mirage packs. And I got no Crimson Hellkite. I didn't get one. He didn't even breathe on any of the packs that I opened. But I got a crap load of Caravex torches, if anyone wants 6. Now it's a lot easier to actually play. There's a lot of sites you can go on and you can buy single cards. And some of them are expensive, but believe me, you're going to spend more buying packs to get what you need. The game is really good, and I thought M10 was kind of centering it and making it not that crazy. Sure, M10 has some crazy cards, but compared to the other crazy cards in the old sets, it was a welcome relief, at least for me, who hasn't been playing for a long time. M10 kind of drew me back in. It suckered me in and was like, no, Dave, we're going to start this over, and all these crazy cards, no, we're going to do it right. We're going to balance things out. Okay, cool. I'll play. And Dave Zendikar's coming out next month. You gonna buy some? Sure, I'll buy some. Yeah, I like M10. I like M10 a lot. And then they start getting cute and they start getting crazy. And Journey to Nowhere comes out, and I have a heart attack when it is played. I know, I'm old. I don't get the game. Yeah, and yes, if you're 12, you will destroy me in Magic the Gathering. But I have to complain. And one guy in particular, and I think you know who I'm talking about in Zendikar, really upsets me. Keep in mind, I play black. Black is my color. I use the black deck. I have a red deck. Sorin Markov, the Black Planeswalker, is ridiculously overpowered. I'm talking ridiculously overpowered here. Ajani, the White Planeswalker, his +1 ability is gain 2 life. That's nice. Chandra from M10, her +1 ability is deal 1 damage to target player. Kind of weak. I mean, if Ajani's gaining 2 life, shouldn't Chandra's same ability be deal 2 damage to a player? But whatever. Sorin, on the other hand, has his +2 ability is deal 2 damage to a target creature or player, so you can choose, and you gain 2 life. So he combines the abilities of 2 planeswalkers and doubles the effectiveness because he gets +2 whenever you use it, and he deals double the damage that the red planeswalker deals. Yeah, not cool. And also his other abilities, dropping in the 10 life. It's like with vampires in Zendikar, they said, let's make a kick-ass theme set. Let's make Zendikar the unstoppable vampire deck, and a vampire deck is really powerful because so many of the cards click together, and it's not fair. You should have to wait sets to kind of collect cards that have that combo to them, but with vampires, boom, right off the bat. The Zendikar set has a lot of ridiculous cards. The Amiria land, where you put a creature into play every effing turn. Don't get me started on white because I hate it. I think it's completely overpowered. It can do everything. It can stop anything. You know, it can destroy creatures, which makes no sense. It can banish creatures, which makes no sense. Yeah, and Sorin... Is he in my vampire deck? You're goddamn right he is, because he's unbelievable. And I'm not going to buy, well, Dave, Sorin costs 1 more mana than the other. You know, big deal. Come on, you're kidding me, right? Sorin is unbelievably unbalanced. A lot of the cards in general for Zendikar I didn't like. It's like all the good faith M10 kind of built in me. They kind of just, you know, mana burned in the Zendikar set. Yeah, Magic, card games in general, I really like. I want to be a part of them. I want to play, but man, they make it really, really hard. You know, a lot of times I'm playing this game, and it's just not fun. The cards are so crazy and so out there and so ridiculous that it just takes away the fun of the game. And yes, I am old, and yes, I long for the days where, you know, things were a bit simpler and every color had their strength and every color had their weakness. I think they're really mashing it up way too much, but hey, they come out with a set every couple of months, so it's only natural that it's going to get convoluted and weird. But a guy can dream, a clown can dream, and you know what? I'm a little upset. Vampires, Indians, shamans, really? I want sexy vampire whores with big boobs. With big, unwieldy, jiggly boobs. That's what I want. And there's not one to be found. Oh, well, there's the you know, the one girl, the 2/1 first striker, she's showing a nice rack, but it's covered in bugs, man. I'm not too into the vermin. I'm sorry. But yeah, I don't know. I want hot girls in Magic. What can I tell you? I mean, there's not enough boobs in Magic. There should be tons of boobs in Magic, but I understand. They got kids playing this, and they don't want complaints from the parents. So instead, they'll get complaints from me.